Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Ireland Live for Thursday, the 27th of March, 2025. My name is Paul Fitzsimons. I'll be joined in a while by Orla, and listen, we have a packed show here tonight. There's a lot of stuff going on here on a day where Stephen Bedford was given an 18-month sentence for attempted murder, as far as I'm concerned. I was there that night when he drove into the crowd in Amiens Street. And listen, we'll run with that in a while. The Carna Hotel in Galway has been taken over as well. The lads are down there now as well. And we also had an extremely intoxicated Garda harassing two young men in Newtown Mount Kennedy. He's a guard in Newtown Mount Kennedy. But there's been a lot of stuff going on this weekend, or this week now, I have to say. We have more stuff there as well. Let's see what the comments are now tonight. Hi, Orla. Orla's not here yet, but hey, listen. The communists are in charge. Yeah, they sure are. Good evening from Manchester. Hello, Michael John. How are you, buddy? Yeah. But as I said, we have a few videos to go with. And the Stephen Bedford thing, I think I'll actually go with that first. No. Let me just drop that down. I'll tell you what I'm going to go with. Sorry, I'll go with this first. We were talking about this the other night. Adolescence. Okay. And how the Taoiseach said this should be shown in all schools across the country to let people see about this masculinity crap and the whole lot. But there you go. The television series Adolescence draws inspiration from a series of real-life incidents involving young boys committing violent acts against girls in the UK. Co-creator Stephen Graham was particularly moved by cases such as the murder of Elaine Andam in South London, prompting him exploring the underlying causes of such tragedies. The series delves into themes of toxic masculinity, and online radicalization and the societal pressures faced by young men, aiming to shed light on the factors contributing to these violent behaviours. I'll just bring Orla in there first. Hello there. Oh, we have Rapunzel tonight, yeah. But I just started off with this, Orla, just because the Taoiseach spoke about this. We spoke about this the other night as well. But the toxic masculinity and the way they ran with it, but they used a white kid.
I know.
This in order to portray white men with toxic masculinity. There is the guy there who actually killed that girl.
I know.
That guy is black. Why did they run with that?
Because they're trying to portray white men in a bad way.
Yeah.
It's absolute nonsense.
That's exactly what it is. Yeah. So I knew I'd find this. I had this from the other day. So I said I'd have to run with this because it's disgraceful. Like, I haven't watched it. I haven't watched it. People are ranting and raving about it, saying how great it is. It probably is great because anything that Stephen Graham touches towards the gold, he's brilliant. He's just a brilliant actor. But that's exactly what happened there now. The guy is black, lads. He's not a white male. He's not a white child. Okay, he was black. So what you're listening to on Netflix and everything else, the wokey pokey brigade, it's all bullshit. Everything is bullshit that they're telling you. Just for toxic masculinity. Mm-hmm. How's things? How's your day? And anyway, how's everything going with you? We've a lot of stuff to go through tonight.
Yeah, no, it's grand. It's grand. But I seen some comments on something recently about, we'll say, different series on telly. And they were literally just saying that there was kind of a list. I should have actually screenshot it because it was quite good. And they were just saying that white men now are always been portrayed as the bad guys. And the hero is generally the African man. Do you know what I mean? So anything they can do to portray white men as bad guys, that's exactly what they're doing now.
Yeah. How are you, Native Irish? How's things?
Hi, Native Irish.
They
Hi,
want
Michael.
to awaken young men. Stay masculine. I will be masculine. Don't you worry. I'm always masculine. Vincent Brown, share this. Yeah, share this everywhere, people, if you can. They want to make young men weak. Exactly. Yeah. Hi, Orla. Hi, Paul.
Hi, Patrick.
My dentist, she was talking about that TV show. I don't know what was worse, her talking about it or the numbing needle?
I haven't seen it yet. I must watch it. I just haven't had a chance.
I'm going to watch it myself now. I've heard it's very good, but if they're not portraying it in true to life, I'm sorry. You know what I mean? You cannot do this. You know what I mean? They're afraid of saying the B word, offensive, etc. Yeah. White child is a stabber. Yes,
but
exactly.
he was African. Do you know what I mean? Like it's based on a true story.
Yeah,
so why not portray him as what he was?
Yeah, exactly.
Hi, Michael. Yes, Tom was here a minute ago.
Yeah, MK Ultra. Yeah, listen. And again, there was a mass stabbing today in Amsterdam. Some lad rambling around, I heard, in King's Court in King's Court in Cavan with a large knife or sword. If anyone has any pictures of that now, I'd like to see them.
I didn't see about that.
Yeah, I didn't see it either.
And is there anything I saw briefly about the incident in Amsterdam, but when I read through the article, it didn't mention who was involved. I think they have found him, but like, did they give any information? Like, I mean, is it definitely a foreigner? Do we know?
I don't know. I just know there was a mass. There was a stabbing. There was a grandmother and a child that were hurt. The video is there, but the video is just a helicopter landing. It's not really telling you too much, and it's in Dutch. So that's why I didn't I didn't run with it.
But you know, we can't run with it until we know for certain who the assailant is. Just in case it is actually somebody from Holland.
Yeah. Somebody just put up there, from the heart of Connemara, one of the last bastions of the Irish language, an Indian hotel owner is about to fill the local with 83
Yeah, that's Karna. Yeah,
that's Karna. And I'm just I have a little video there. It's only a couple of seconds long, and this is where they confront him today, or last night.
That's okay. That's okay. It's not okay. It's not okay. It's not okay. It's not okay. Nothing like okay. Not gonna be okay. Use the chat to
Yeah. I might send a text to Corky now to say, does he want to come on? Because I think Corky headed down there last night, or he was heading down there. He was trying to get people down there. So I'll send him a message now in the next few minutes.
But that again is the only hotel in the Gaeltacht, like in a Gaeltacht area. Like, and what, 83 men is going in there, more than likely men. Like, that's absolutely ridiculous. Never mind about them learning how to speak English. That's going to be Irish speaking.
Yeah. Sure. Listen, they'll be able to speak more Irish than us. Yeah, it's just, you can't write this shit. It's crazy, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know.
If you want to contact us there, you can contact us on WhatsApp. I'm getting a few messages in there, and I'm going to run with them in a few minutes on the WhatsApp. But you can contact us on 089 203 1521. You can also get us, and please like, share, subscribe to all of these channels at FitsyDub, at Anthony Casey, at Ruggermurph27, on Facebook, Paul Fitzsimons, and on the irishchannel.com/live. You'll get us on all of them.
Actually, I sent on to you earlier on. I sent 2 screenshots that actually ties in with the masculinity nonsense that they're trying to push at the moment. Paul Treviard is one of them. He was replying to somebody. I just thought I actually featured them today on Facebook. I thought they were absolutely brilliant.
Oh, I have this one. Is this it? Yeah.
There's 2 of them. There's a Paul responds to. Oh God, he responds to somebody else, and I just thought he just summarised everything.
I seen this today.
It's over Ben Scanlon, and that other Egypt on the telly.
It was the other night, but I'm just gonna present. I'll present this now, and we'll just read it there, or we'll just have a look at it there now, just to have a look. But there, yes, this is when your man turned around and said that no, he doesn't think that he should be masculine, that women are well able to look after themselves, and what the school kids said, and this is what Paul Treviard said. I love this guy, Paul Treviard.
He's brilliant. Brilliant.
Calls it how it is. He really does. This not a man. He's an unfortunate product of the woke bullshit we've tolerated for way too long. Any real man I know would do anything to protect the women in his life without a care in the world of any consequence. I'm one of them. Yeah, so you do the same yourself with your own kids. You protect your women. You provide for your women. You care for your women. You support your women. That's what real men do. And you do everything in your power to make sure the women in your life get to achieve everything they want in their life by being there for them. That's exactly what it is. And this was what Melissa Coomey
Yes,
said.
that's who we're responding to. Yes.
Yeah, if this was the last man on the planet, I'd join a convent. We are at a stage where men are openly saying on national TV that they do not want to protect women. I'm proud to say so. Well done, Ben Scallon, for standing in your pride as a man against this pathetic, stuttering mess that is Owen Cleary. I'll actually pull that up now in a few minutes. I'll go looking for that now in a few minutes. But yeah, when did men become far left woke faggots? It's true. It is true. I swear to God.
I did a post on it today, and I just made the comment that I have a son. He's 23, and he was raised to respect women, and he has a sister, and he was also raised to protect his sister. Like,
Yes.
What sort of a man does not protect women? Do you know what I mean? Like, I know most women are well able to look after themselves, but in certain incidents, like, if something was to happen, like, a man should be there to, to stand up and protect a woman. And it's not a sign of weakness or this nonsense that's been thrown around the place at the moment. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's just ridiculous. Like I listened to that interview, and your man is just, I'm sorry, but he's a gobshite. And I just said, I hope to Christ he has no daughter. I really do.
I'm actually going to play Ben Scallon's.
Yeah, he was brilliant.
Bear with me there. I'll play Ben's and then I'll play on Man's. Okay, and you'll see the difference. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Simon Harris says things like we should be making this compulsory viewing for all children.
Oh, that's the adolescent. Sorry, that's the wrong one.
It's again, as I say, I thought it was good. I thought it was compelling. It was a strong piece of media, but there's almost an insinuation in that all young boys are at risk of becoming an incel murderer, and I don't think there's any evidence for that whatsoever.
Can I ask you the question I was asking some of our students there? What should masculinity mean now? What does it mean to you? How would you define it?
As I say at the outset, I think self-sacrificial protection of those who are less able to defend themselves. I think that's the central element. Does that not imply that
women are weaker and need protection?
No, I don't think so. I think that we have always expected historically that if a war needs to be fought, for example, men would rather die than see their wives or their daughters blown to pieces on a battlefield. If a burglar breaks in, most men and women would expect the man to get the baseball bat and go and deal with that. I think that's pretty standard, and I think the vast majority of people on Earth would agree with that assessment.
Fair play to Ben, and he's dead right. I have to say, He is dead right.
And you know what? Like, you think about it with women. Like, you ask a woman who's she going to show more respect towards, Ben or that other idiot? Do you know what I mean? And it's not about women being weak. That's not what it's about. Like, do you know what I mean? You have great, to me, it shows real masculinity in a man to stand by and protect a woman. Do you know, that's a real man, not these bloody cowards. Do you know?
What was his name? Cleary, wasn't it? Something Cleary.
Yeah. Who's he with anyway? So I don't watch RT.
Teacher. No, he's a school teacher, yeah.
Oh, he's right. Okay, I thought he was one of the political parties.
Not at all. No, I'm just going to pull this up there for a minute. What's this fella's name? This fella's name is Owen Cleary. So let me look for Owen Cleary. Let's look for Owen Cleary.
I don't watch RT. I don't watch Virgin. So
I don't watch any of them anymore. I do not watch any of them. EOGHAN. Let's see. Let's have a look for this fella. EOGHAN. See, I don't look at RTE either, and I don't pull up any of the RTE crap either. You know what I mean? Because
no, I don't. Unless there's a clip of it or something that's relevant, I don't watch it because I just can't listen to them.
Yeah. Here's Owen Cleary now. Let me just pull this one up there. Hold on, let me just see. Okay, just bear with me there for a minute.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm just going to present this. This is just, yeah, it's the same. Ben is just finishing off talking here. So, yeah, we'll just let Ben finish off talking here. And then your man comes in here, Owen Cleary. But listen to this.
Blown to pieces on a battlefield. If a burglar breaks in, most men and women would expect the man to get the baseball bat and go and deal with that. I think that's pretty standard. And I think the vast majority of people on Earth would agree with that assessment.
Okay. Owen Cleary, would you agree with that assessment?
No. I grew up thinking it. I grew up that thinking that my job was to provide and to protect. But I have, like so many of the young people express so eloquently, I have learned that isn't what masculinity is to me anymore. I don't want my role in society to be one where I need to provide for the women in my life. I want my masculinity to be something that contributes to society, to make sure that women can provide for themselves as equally as I can, and that they can provide for me, ideally. And I don't want to be called on to protect women in my life. I want to do everything I possibly can as a man to make sure that we live in a society that women don't have to be protected in the first place.
Somebody just posted up that, yes, clearly receding hairline and a man bun perched on top. That should tell you everything
That
you
says
need
it
to
all.
know.
I mean,
about
what
that
an
man.
absolute wimp. Honest to God. Like, you're telling me what woman would be attracted to the likes of him? Honest to God. I'm sorry now.
Well,
Do you know?
well,
But I
there's
bet you
Michael
there's a
John
queue
Dennis.
around the corner for Ben.
There's Michael John there. I only date real men. Fair play.
Good man, Michael. That's it. But it goes hand in hand. Like, as I said, I don't know what he's talking about providing for women. Most women are out working now anyway. But it's about respect, and it's about showing regard towards women. And if you do that, then you're going to show respect and regard towards other people as well. It goes hand in hand. You know, like, I don't want a weak son, because if I have a weak son, how is he in years to come going to stand up against what's coming? You know?
Exactly. Yeah. The soy boy writes him SPHE. Yeah. The soy boy writes that he writes them SPHE books too. Strange man.
Oh, does he now? Right. Well, then that says an awful lot, doesn't it?
Yeah. A woke fuck. Weak man. Puffter. I don't know. Listen. Sorry I'm late, folks. Johnny Apocalypse. Hello, Johnny.
Hi, Johnny.
Fair play to you. Paul, he's a coward. Yes, he is a coward.
I've been married to him.
Yeah. Imagine being married to him. Yeah.
No, but as I said, I can guarantee you, if when Ben walks out, there'll be a queue around the corner for him.
Now you have, but they need to get rid of masculinity for this woke agenda to come in here. You know what I mean? Yeah. And listen, none of us are having it. You know what I mean? None of us are having it. I'll talk about it in the world. It's grand. Your grand, Johnny Apocalypse. I'm sure I'm late too. Yeah, fair play.
Hi, Chris.
I don't think it's women he's into, Orla. Yeah, I don't think so either.
Probably not, Liz.
Hey, everyone. How are you? Let's just go through some of these. I think women are very strong, but it takes 6 men to carry one box. Only put him in it. It takes 6. Oh, yeah. Okay, when you're dead. Okay, Grant. Men need to treat women better. Yes. Muslim and African men, Irish men treat women very well. Yes, we do. Yes. Muslim men make you walk behind them. I'm tired of this woke nonsense. Listen, we all are, Michael John. Can you imagine that fella on the building site getting stick off the lads for having a man bun? You know, we are traditional Catholic. Yes, we are. Yeah.
But like, that is the thing with Muslim men. Like, they look down on women. They have women covered over. They have no respect for women. They have no respect for girls. You know, and
what? Michael John, I definitely date Ben in a heartbeat.
Oh, Michael, I'm waiting for him.
Stay masculine. Yeah, normal women love strong men. Yes, they do.
They do.
Yes, they do.
They do.
Yeah. The Irish built the first Catholic church in Railroad in Madison, Indiana. I love lol at RS. Boom, 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 boom. I bet he has a zip on the back of his jeans. I have a man bun, for fuck's sake. Fuck off. You have not, have you? Come on there and show us it. I'll send you the link. Come in there and show us your man bun.
Yeah.
I'll let him come in. He can show live if he wants to. Come in, Johnny.
You know what? It doesn't even matter whether, like, look. There's plenty of gay men out there, like our Glenn. I mean,
yeah.
You wouldn't even know half the time. Like, you wouldn't even know Glenn half the time was gay. Do you know what I mean? He doesn't. You know, Like Glenn is a strong man, and by God, Glenn protects women as well.
Yeah. It's since the church left Ireland, got replaced, and the wokeism is weak, so it will be replaced with Islam. Exactly. He's bent. Okay, maybe he is. I don't know. You know what I mean? Burglar at the back door. This guy. So if his women were getting attacked, he would just stand there. Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
I'm gonna
What's
be
he doing?
honest with you.
You know.
If I seen any woman being attacked, I would be helping out. You know what I mean? Come on, it's in your DNA. It's in my nature. I couldn't let that happen. Actually, I'll give you one this morning. I had to go down and lodge money in the post office today because I have the confirmation tomorrow, and I had to lodge money. Things had to be paid and the whole lot. And I just happened to be walking. When I walked out, there was this girl. She had a little brand new baby in the pram, and she was on the phone to someone. He just grabbed it and he ran. You know what I mean? Like, they blew out and he was gone and he ran. He had a backpack on, and I just couldn't help overhearing it. So I closed the door of the car and I rolled down the window. I said, "Are you all right?" You know, because she looked a bit shaken, you know. And she says, "Oh yeah." And she said to her husband, "I'll talk to you in a minute." And she hung up the phone to the husband and walked over to the car to me. She said, "I was at the getting a card from my mother for Mother's Day," she said, "and another card for something else. And I put them underneath the thing of the buggy." She said, I just didn't put them in your bag. She said, "I was walking down towards here," she said, "and they blew out. And there was this guy walking beside me with a backpack on, and he picked them up. And he went to walk away." She says, "Oh, come back, will you? They're my mother's. They're mine. They're mine. They're mine." And he just looked at her, said something to her, and ran away. Foreigner, right? So I says, "Was he Forden?" She, "Of course he was Forden." She said, I said, "Listen," I said, "you speak out against it. Do you know what her words to me were? I know exactly who you are." She said, "I voted for you. You're dead right that you speak
Ah,
out about it." Yeah, it was
brilliant.
brilliant, like, you know what I mean? But she stood talking to me for a few minutes, like, you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
Ferdinand just took it and ran away. 2 cards. You know what I mean? She said, "I was going to run after them." I said, "Don't ever run after them." I said, "That's what
No,
they
don't,
want
because
you to
they
do."
would
I said,
they could turn
"Don't."
around and stab her or anything like that. But like,
Yeah,
you think about it,
exactly.
right? Do you remember there was a day, like, I know some men do it now, where they used to, you know, like, they'd hold the door open for a woman and all that sort of stuff. But then in turn, like, I mean, if I'm coming in or out of a shop and I see an elderly person or anyone else, I'll hold the door open as well. As I said,
I
it
still do
goes
that.
respect goes hand in hand. Do you know, if you see an elderly person or a disabled person or anything like that, or it's just good manners to hold the door open and things like that.
Michael John Dennis, "It's not gay men I have a problem with. If these woke men with their hidden agendas is the problem."
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. It's true. Like, I've no problem with gay men either. It's
But
these.
look, what did I just say? Who is a perfect example is Glenn.
Yeah.
Like, you would not even know that Glenn was gay. Do you know what I mean? And
I
look how
wouldn't.
he protects women.
I wouldn't touch him if I had a bag of Mickey's. Yeah. What was the old saying they used to say about when you had a board that wasn't attractive at all? He said, "If I had a garden full of Mickeys, I wouldn't let people over the wall." It's be the same with him. You know what I mean? Good morning, Eva Bourne. You must be in. Where are you, Eva? You must be way. You must be. You're not in Dublin. Monica Dabney cannot support anything that goes against God's holy laws. Fair play to you. Yeah, you're right. James Sanita does lovely mass, the most TLM in centuries. Yes. No compromise. Yes. Oh, Jesus, these are flying. Paul is right. OTS bullshit. Yeah, exactly. It's in my DNA. I couldn't not help someone. It doesn't even have to be a woman. You know what I mean? If
No,
somebody's
anyone.
in trouble, you'll help them. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
I thought foreigners got everything for free. They do get everything for free in this country. You know what I mean? Orla, are your cats guard cats? Are they guard cats? Would they protect you, Orla?
Angel, if I ever go missing,
Yeah,
she's responsible.
they don't
I tell
respect
you,
us.
God help anyone got up against that cat.
Yeah, what's this one here?
I
My
have two
children.
male cats. I have 2 male cats in this house, and they will not go near her. She'll
Yeah.
flatten them.
You see, this is the
And they,
problem here. This girl here is, or David Callaghan is right. My children and I always open doors for women and elderly people, etc. It's good manners.
yeah,
This is the problem here now. Kids are not being taught manners now. I'm not saying all kids, but a lot of kids are not being taught manners. They're either spoiled or they get away with murder. And, you know, growing up when I was a kid, if I gave cheek to an adult, I would get a rap in the mouth. Like, you know what I mean? My ma and dad would kick my arse if. And you always knew not to speak back to older people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's how it works. You know what I mean?
But
A lot
even your
of-
typical manners, like, you know, your please and thank you. Like, I am really big, you know, and I'll always say, like, when my kids ever went anywhere, I'd always say, you know, when they were getting out of the car, don't forget your please and thank yous, you know, and they still do it. Like, we have a local shop beside us, and the amount, like, the ones behind the counters have often said to me with my daughter, they'd say, oh my God, she has such good manners. But I see my son, you know, like, he'll always say please and thank you as well. And it's really funny, like, he comes home now at the weekends, and of course he's the pile of washing from college. And before I do his washing, right, that's because I don't trust him doing it, right? Most men will turn everything pink. But I always check his pockets.
I'm great
because
at washing. I'm brilliant at washing.
Good man, Paul. I'll send it over to you, actually. He can go to your house then.
No. You're all right. I do my own washing. That's it. Sorry.
But, like, I always check his pockets, because he normally has his wrappers in his pockets, because, again, like that, he doesn't litter, because he was taught from a young age, you know, put your rubbish in the bin, you don't throw anything on the streets. Like, I see sometimes in Carlow Town here, the streets are an absolute disgrace, with food wrappers, chippers, do you know what I mean? Everything just dumped around the place. It's an absolute disgrace. But again, like that, it's no respect.
Yeah. I'm just going to Colette Paula. A lot of masculine men let their hair grow on top of a current trend. Was about to come around, the shaving all the hair around same level has gone out a day. Whoa, I don't think so. I like it. You know what I mean? It's you know what I mean? I do this all the time. As you seen me here last Sunday, our last thing, I was like Gladen Terry out of EastEnders, you know what I mean? Yeah. Patrick James, the thought. Patrick seems to have long hair there as well. He's very like John Nestor. The thought to love other cultures and hate their own. So why would they have respect for? Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I hate to say it, but we need to be more vigilant, because you can't go to bed at night and leave the door unlocked anymore. Yes,
No,
I'm going
definitely not.
to. I live over here in Dublin 15, and one of, I wouldn't say a friend of ours, I just know her from the football, woke up 2 o'clock in the morning, the bloke standing over him in the bed, robbing the bedroom, going rifling through their stuff. The husband jumped up, your man got away, ran out. And we don't know who it was. We don't know anything, whether he was a foreigner or not. I'm not saying it was a foreigner, but this is how bad it has got now. You know what I mean? I know there's a migrant camp over, not a camp, but a couple of tents over on the canal, apparently. So, like, these are coming in at night, they're robbing the cars, they're doing whatever. And what they're saying is, there's no proof that migrants are causing crime. Well, there is.
Yeah, there's no correlation between it, yes.
Thank you very
Michael.
much, Michael John. Fair play to you. John Long. You didn't
Listen,
get hit.
Michael, he's trying to be sophisticated tonight, like with all his book, with his bookshelf behind him.
I'll change that now in a while. Young men want to measure. Okay, yeah. TikTok generation. Yeah. Live today as well, lads. Yeah. Live today as well, lads. Yeah. I got in a punch up with Muscle Tug. His downfall was he had long hair. I never let go while on the floor did his job. Yeah. I'm ashamed to say I'm in Canberra at the moment. Listen, Eva. You're one of our nurses, are you, or one of our doctors or whatever that had to go away because you couldn't afford a house here in this country, or a teacher? Mm-hmm. Listen, fair play to you. Come home. All is forgiven. But no, when we get into government, you can come home. We'll make sure we get you home.
Mm-hmm.
Dennis Carr, Orla, you can do my washing. The back of my wife was like a letter handle on a suitcase.
I'm sorry. No.
Jaden Chris, I commit crimes too. The crime of being handsome and educated. Well done, Jaden. My grandparents used to leave their front door key on a chain through them. So did my nanny as well. Too much focus on OnlyFans. Yeah. You're right. I'm going to go with, I tell you what I'm going to go with, the three books. This fella is
oh my God, this is what I sent on to you. I love him. He's brilliant.
Yeah. He is brilliant. But he came out last week and said about Garen, and he backed Garen the whole lot. As I said, I didn't buy into the whole Garen thing, neither did you, Orla, and we called it out here last Thursday. And Jesus, lads, we're flying there. Let's just throw that up there. We're up to 400. We're up to 500. 400 and odd now. Just bear with me there.
This fella's brilliant. He's absolutely brilliant. And he's very much like Paul Trevyard. He says it
Yeah,
how it
he's
is.
very good. I love him. I love him now. I really
Mhm.
do. Yeah, there you go. We're at the hitting 500 there, people. Fair play to you. We're only on. Geez, we're on a half an hour already. Wow. You don't see this going, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know, I
And
know.
I tell you, like, honestly, we can only do 2 hours on this because if I don't do the 2 hours, it won't let me it won't let me pull it down and put it back up on because the software I use only lets me do 2 hours. You know what I mean? But I'm going to play this fella now. Okay, this fella is just, I love this guy.
Oh, he's brilliant.
Right, listen up for what I say in this video. I will not be making an apology for, although everything I do say in this video is up for healthy debate and discussion. Be warned, trolls, bots, and absolute gobshites. I suffer from a mental condition called I could not give a Connemara fuck for your opinion or your comments. First thing I want to address is the notion that Irish people are racist. Nothing could be further from the truth. Ireland is known as the land of 100,000 welcomes. Céad Míle Fáilte, and long may that continue. And voicing your concerns does not make you far left or far right. It just means that you want right done by your country. And it doesn't take an absolute genius, it doesn't take the likes of Conor McGregor in the Oval Office or Gary Noon online to point out that there is a serious immigration problem in this country. Stevie fucking Wonder can see that. And just remember, sometimes you might not like the messenger, that does not mean that the message isn't true. Part of the problem is the deliberate confusion between legal immigration and illegal immigration. No proper Irish person minds Nadia the nurse or Kobe the taxi driver from making a good Irish life for themselves and contributing healthily to Irish society. The problem is the ever-growing number of illegal immigrants being dumped in Irish communities without consultation or warning by the Irish government, till one day you wake up and you're looking across your own breakfast table at Mohammedan from fuck knows where I stand, drinking coffee, looking at you like you had 15 fucking heads. Alas, remember when we were in school and we were always taught that water will always find the least form of resistance. That's exactly what's happening with the people that are being let into this country by a systematic failure of them shower of weak pricks up there in the Dáil over the years who have let this happen and contributed to probably the biggest problem of all, which no one seems to be talking about, is the fact that we do not have the infrastructure in this country to deal with such an influx of people. Our health, our transport, our housing and all the other systems can barely look after the people that are already in the fucking country. That topped up with the social welfare system that is way too easily taken advantage of and abused. Trust me, we have enough lazy latchkos at home at 3 o'clock in the day pulling their organs inside out to Judge Judy without bringing in any more. Ireland over history has always helped out other nations and gone above and beyond, but our generosity and kindness has been taken for weakness by this Irish government, whoever is running this Irish government. Ireland used to be known as the land of 40 shades of green. Now it seems to be 40 shady cunts running the country who depend on a diversion and depend on fear in the country, and that fear will always be there, especially among Irish parents, as long as there's a weak government who feed you bread and circus just to keep you distracted from whatever agenda they're trying to push. Now, I said at the top of this video that everything I've said is up for healthy debate and discussion. I will not be suffering fools in the comments. I've heard all the personal insults. Stick to comedy. You're not funny. You're living off the 4 lines that you had in the Hardy books. You're going bald. You have a long nose. You have a massive cock. I heard them all, and I'm too long on the tooth to listen to them, and I do not give a fuck for them. So, follow me. I'm an absolute proper cunt. You know?
Yeah, or even try to school you. As Bob Marley
Oh
once
my
said, yeah.
God. He is brilliant. And I'll tell you one thing. He's another man that there'd be a queue around the corner for.
Yeah, well, yeah.
He did.
I like him. I
You know
do
what?
like him.
He's
Though.
a proper man.
The activist who live streamed himself driving this vehicle into the anti-immigration protest during a demonstration in Dublin has been sentenced to 16 months. Stephen Bedford, I have that there. Seen as though, what have we got here? Hassan Mohammed, please play. Paul 22, please. He's changed now tonight. He's Hassan Mohammed Mustafa Shoy. I'm gonna tell you what. See you, buddy. You're gone. Good luck to you, because you're full of crap. This usual shit again. I'll tell you, lads, I'll be in Carlo having a few points now in the next week or two. I think it's Saturday week I'm going to Carlo. So I'll put out where I am. If you want to come and have a little chat with me, you fat bastard, you can. Okay? Johnny Apocalypse. No, Jaden, I'm on the disability. I cannot walk. If you cut social welfare, I'll starve to death and have no hope in life and all. Neither would my wife or child. Cutting social welfare is a mistake. No vote. Yeah, okay. Chris Buckley, what's this one? The only rules I follow, YouTube. I will have a look at that now in a minute. But Hassan Mohammed tried to go in again, but he's not getting in.
Yeah, I'm just laughing at. I'm just laughing at. I'll be with Paul and Carlo.
Fair play to you, mate. We'll all have a few scoops, and we let these trolls drop down and have a chat with me. Bring whoever you want. I am open to debate. I'll stand there and I'll tell you everything. You already know everything about me. And anyway, I'm like an open book. I don't hide behind fake profiles. I'm out here. I'm showing my face, and I have been for the past 4 years. So there you go, mate. Yup the Paul, Daniel O.H. Cheers, mate. Just let me see. Have I got this? Did I pull it down? I didn't pull the video down yet. Here, I have it here. I'm going to pull it down now. But this guy, Stephen Bedford, let me just see. Can I get the picture of him up here? Okay. Desktop, new folder. Where is he? You can see him. You can't miss his bleeding head because there he is there. Right, I'm just going to put this up here. Now, lads, you're going to get a shock here because this fella is only 38. Now, wait till you see this. He's only 38. Look at that. Look at that fella. He's only 38. Activist, one-man protest. Activist who live streamed himself driving Jeep into anti-immigration protester is jailed. Stephen Bedford, 38. 38. He has a head on him or out 6 bleeding bodies. Look at the head on him. Pleaded guilty to driving a vehicle through a crowd of people. I was there that night. I was there. That guy is Gavin Pepper's, one of Gavin Pepper's mate. Gavin, you can see in the video now when the video pulls down. Gavin is actually standing there and he pulls around past Gavin and hits the guy and hits him on the bonnet. So let me just put this down here. I'll just go with this one here now. This is it, yeah. Wow. You seen Gavin? Gavin was standing there with his hands in his pocket, and your man came around the corner and lifted Gavin's mate over. Now he hurt his leg, and he was in hospital for a bit. But he got 16 months, fair play, and I'm glad he got 16 months. He's a scumbag. No way he is 38, lol. I'm telling you, he's 38. Yeah, 38 going on 88. Yeah. What year did he die? What year did he die? What year did he die? I don't know. He's like the Spin Master. Yeah. Johnny Apocalypse. Who's the Spin Master?
Oh, just Google him. Just put him up on your phone. You'll know. When you see him, you'll know.
I don't know, but go on. We'll keep talking about him there. I'll put it up here, Google, and we'll see. Can we get him the Spin Master? But
you'll know when you see him. You'll know. Yeah, you'll know.
The Spin Master. This is what I love about the live show. It's brilliant. You can just find shit as you're going along. The Spin Master. Is that Father Ted, the spin master, and Father Ted? Was that him? Ah, you don't ring up for him. He's a ring up for him. I'm gonna have to show this. Yeah, I am. He's the picture of him. Yeah, well done, whoever called that now. Just let's play this.
Air first.
Testing 1 2 1 2 1 2. Testing. Ground control to the spin master. Oh, Ted. How are you? Fine. God, it's like NASA. How do you keep track of it all? Oh, sure, it's quite simple, really. You see, here we have the 2 turntables, which I control from the mixing desk here. This switch means you can flip between records if you want to get a bit of an old jam going, you know. Oh, I tell you, I can't wait. What records have you got for us? Records? A bit of the Bee Gees, I suppose. Get them all jumping.
And then do you remember he only had there was only one record he had, and he kept playing the same one over and over again.
Yeah. Stuff. Did you see the video going around of the Garda drunk? I have that. I'm going to play that. We'll play that in a couple of minutes, but we want to keep talking about this gobshite for a minute. But Jesus, we're flying there, people. We really are. But again, as I said, you can contact us there on 089 203 1521. You can also get us there. Keep liking and sharing and everything. Share it to everyone, because I didn't get a chance to put out now. I had to go and get a toy tonight. Shona wanted me to get a specific toy to match our dress. And
lovely.
I have a confirmation now tomorrow. And now she wants me to do some TikTok thing that you have to do, that where me and her are standing there and we jump back with our hands in the air. And I have my old clothes on. And now tomorrow morning we'll do it. And I have the suit on and she has all her stuff. And the things you do for your kids, mate, I swear to God, it's ridiculous. Like, it really is.
Look, that's what it's all about.
That's it, yeah. She can't
Do we
wait.
get the confirmation once?
He's like the outfit our steptown son on heroin. Yeah, he is. Yeah. Fecking the specials. That's what he played. Ghost Town. I remember that. Yeah, this town. Oh. Yeah. Do you remember that? Yeah. Patrick took the words out of my mouth. Yeah. Same old shy. Asher, we're all racist now. Ted, we're all racist now.
Yeah.
Done a piss take on Garen Noon about him being racist there. Well, he's no more racist than the man in the bleeding moon. So that's bullshit as well. You know what I mean? But yeah, people, if you can, buy us a coffee if you can. And I have to say thanks to everyone, a couple of people. And I have to give a big shout out to Colette and John. And there's about 4 people who do every night. Fair play to you all. Thank you very much. And Mary, yes, there's a few. I'm not going to give names. I'm just going to give out your first name. I have to say, fair play to you all. Thank you very much. You know what I mean? Really, thank you very much. But lads, we're at the hitting 600 there now. So this is brilliant, I have to say. And so there you go. 600 there now at the minute. Keep sharing, everyone, please. Share it out to all your friends, your family, and even people you don't like. Share it out. Share it out to the lefties. I'm sure Teresa would love to come on the show here now with our little nurses thing. Or Fitzy is this. And come on, Teresa, if you want. I don't mind. I'm actually going to go with the intoxicated guard now. Okay.
Right,
Have you seen the video?
I didn't get it. I saw it come up, but I just didn't get a chance to watch it.
Yeah, this guard's name is Whelan. He's a guard in Newtown, Mount Kennedy. And he was one of the ones that done the pepper spraying and the whole lot. But this is him attacking 2 kids last night. He's full of drink and he attacked two young fellas last night who were just at the shop, going to the shop. So listen, we'll go with this and we'll come back.
Disorderly drinking. What is going on here?
You're not on duty, you know what?
You're an arsehole. I'm not. What is wrong with you? I'm going to work in the morning.
That supersedes that.
I'm going to work in the morning. I'm trying to go home. I'm going to the shop to go home. What is wrong here?
I will bury you.
What is wrong with you here?
I will bury you.
I'm sorry. Why aren't you trying to go to work right for work in the morning?
Do you want me to ring 999?
For what? Because I'm going to try to go to work and you're trying to harass my car.
And
assault me.
get assistance.
And try to assault me. For what? You're trying to assault me.
You're drunk there, bud.
Regular.
You're drunk there, mate.
I don't give a shit.
What do you mean you don't give a shit?
I'm just trying to go to work, right?
You're not on duty now, you're drunk. So why are you taking keys out of a car? We just went to the shop and we're going home. We've work in the morning, we're trying to go home for work.
Do you want me to bury you?
What are you on about burying us?
I will bury you.
Bury me?
I will bury
me. You're a guard. What are you talking about? You'll bury me. You're drunk. You're not on duty, mate. Hey, look, you're on video here now, so.
Yeah, exactly.
What?
Why is trying to go on here? Trying to go to work in the morning. Join the camera anyway. Hold on.
You're on camera here, me. Don't know what you're doing.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not doing bad. I'm just going to work.
God.
Oi.
God.
Yeah. What?
Hey, mate, get out of the fucking car, will you? What are you doing? You're on video here. You do realise that, don't you?
What is wrong here? I'm working in the morning. I'm trying to go to fucking work.
Don't wheel in the garden here, look. You're on video here, mate, so I don't know what you're doing.
I want to know.
You want to know what? You're drunk, mate. You're drunk. Get the fuck away from the car. Bury me. Bury me in my bollocks. Bury your own sins, mate. Go on.
Know what you do?
What?
Where are you from?
Where am I from? I'm from Rathrum, aren't I? Where are you from? You're from Clash. And you're a guy that works in Newtown. You're off duty, mate. You're drunk. So I don't know what you're doing standing here like a retard. Get away from the fucking car, will you?
Yeah, exactly.
Fool you.
Come on.
You don't have your badge number on you now.
Get your
Get the fuck away from the car, mate. Get the fuck away from the car. Get my ass together. You're mate, you're fucking 60 odd years of age. You're standing here grabbing keys out of the car and you're drunk. What are you talking about? Oh, I'll bury you. Bury me, I'll bury you in a fucking minute, mate. Get the fuck away from the car. Go on. Get away from the car, mate. Get away from the car.
Look.
Go get your next home, go to bed. You work in the morning, don't you? Same as we have work in the fucking morning. Get away from the fucking car, mate. Say
There he was on his arse right at the end of it.
But,
They did well. How did they keep their cool? Exactly.
but from what I could see, was he like leaning in on top of them or something?
Yes.
Because that's
He
what it
tried
looked
to
like.
take the keys. He tried to take the keys off the young fella. That's what he tried to do. All decent cop has left the job. It's just rolls now. Yeah, it's true. It's true.
Jesus
Oh,
Christ.
I'm
almighty.
speechless.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because you can see him kind of leaning in on top of the lads. Like they're only young lads. That's shocking.
That's a knockout. He was all over him. Yeah, it is shocking. These are kids.
Mm.
But what would have happened there is if that video hadn't been produced or they hadn't had that video, the guards probably would have came and arrested them two young fellas for harassing an off-duty guard that's full of
Yeah.
gargle. You know what I mean? Yeah,
Jesus
good. He was videoed, yeah, and he should
Yeah.
lose his job. And any guards who do shit like that should lose their job. I'm being honest with you now. I'm in the process of shit myself now, and I'll be calling for guards to lose their jobs as well now. I'm being honest. I would have plugged them. Yeah, listen, he'd got a box out me as well. Oh my God, that was supposed to be looking after the country. That's what's supposed to be looking after the country. Yeah, attempted sexual assault by a drunk guard. Listen, you could call it whatever you want. You know what I mean? Like, there's lots of things happened there at that car. You know what I mean? It's good he was videotaped. Yes, you're right, Edna. You're dead right.
But that's more than likely not the first time he'd done it, you know, with that carry on.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. But this is what happens now, you know what I mean? Guards are a law unto themselves now, you know, that sort of way. A law unto themselves. I just want to see, can I pull up I had a few we had where is it? Boom, 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 boom. No. I'll find it now in a minute. But where are we? That's us there. But yeah, we had wasn't it government declare message of far right arson violent? Yeah, just let me put this up here. About the violence. Oh, that was from the other day. I thought I had this pulled down. Yes, this is the one I wanted, Orla. This is the one I wanted. The healthcare worker. You've seen this one, obviously. The healthcare worker.
Yeah, that's the one I sent on to you, wasn't it?
Yeah. I had
Where he
it
touched
already.
two women and one was a 15-year-old girl.
Yeah. He spared jail. Healthcare worker escapes prison for sexual assaults on hospital patients. Eldos Johanan, 49, from India, but with an address at Milltown, Drumcliff, County Sligo, initially denied the sexual assaults on the two patients on separate dates in 2022. Look at him. He's a dirty, slaving, snaky. Oh. Originally from India, but an address in Milltown. The crimes occurred at the regional hospital in Mullingar, County Westmeath, where he worked as a phlebotomist. Is that what that is? A phlebotomist? A medical professional trained to take blood. Okay, yeah. I thought he was just a pleb. However, after the trial commenced before a jury, he changed his plea and admitted the offences before the victims face cross-examination. At Mullingar District Court, Judge Keenan Johnson described the offences, which involved touching the girl's bare breasts, and a woman's vagina outside her clothing as a gross intrusion of privacy, an attack at their bodily integrity, and he added that there was an element of predestination. Johanna Nan, whose visa has expired, paid 10,500 compensation to his victims. If his visa has expired, bye-bye, gone, out of the country. That's it. You know what I mean? Judge Johnson also obtained reports from the probation service and his counselling to address his risk of reoffending. He directed that the money be brought to the court to the victims, with 8,000 going to the younger complainant. He imposed a 3-year sentence but suspended it on condition Johanna did not reoffend within the next 7 years. Why is he even staying in the country if his visa has expired?
Exactly.
Revoke his visa. End of story. I'm sorry.
Out the door.
Judge Garda Hayes agreed with prosecutor that one complainant, aged 15, attended the emergency department on August 8, and she had a breast infection. The teen first seen the triage nurse and remained in the white while the accused called her name. He then told her he had to take the girl's blood and that the mother could sit back down. No. That's a red flag straight away. Mother has to stay all the time with the child. I don't care.
Yes.
You know? I'd love to know how much the Irish taxpayers are shelling out in legal aid. Yes, exactly. But why are they giving legal aid if he can afford 10.5 grand?
Yeah,
no,
exactly.
I'm sorry. You know what I mean? What's with these Indian Varadkar? Yeah, all Varadkar's friends. Yeah, the whole lot of them.
Yeah.
Absolutely no lives coming here while they're exporting their own. Yes, exactly. And we had a girl on there now earlier in Canberra, and she's the same.
She there now.
Was gone. Ironically, the New Zealand's or the New Zeds, NZs actually stood up against a completely opposed agenda, hence World War II. They got give him an anal washout. Trump wouldn't mess about. Yeah, but this is, I'll just finish off this here now. Detective Garda Hoyne said the girl lay on the bed while Johanna, with no prior convictions, explained that he was going to draw blood from her arm and do tests. He asked her if she had abscesses, but she told him it was on the inside. The court had Johanna, who was wearing gloves, instructors, lift her top and push down on her breasts. Detective Garda Hoyne said the accused then went out, put some paper in a bin and returned with his gloves. At this point, the teenager was sitting up. He squeezed both her breasts and it was sore. The girl answered that it was sore, but then she was not. But he told her it was not, and she replied, "I told you it is." She pulled down her top and left, and mother immediately noticed the confused look on her face. You get the gist of what happened. You know what I mean? The dirty pervert, like, you know what I mean? Scumbags. Trump wouldn't mess about. No, he wouldn't mess about. You're right.
But I featured this on Facebook, and I made the comment, obviously the same thing. Why was he here? His visa had expired. 2, why is he still here? He should be fecked out. And 3, you know, he did this to 2 women, well, a woman and a young girl. How do we know he didn't do it to more? He probably did. He just maybe wasn't reported. You know, that is just disgusting.
Galloway Raider there. It's a little graphic. Listen, you have to tell the truth here. You have to tell people what happens here. You know what I mean? It's no good sugarcoating this, people. I'm sorry. It's no good sugarcoating this. This shit is happening in our hospitals, in our taxis. Like, since 2018, I think there's something like 25 Pakistani or Indian men have been done for rape in taxis. And nobody's talking about it. Nobody is talking about it, you know? Yeah. Notice how Paul only references Ukrainians, Africans, and illegal immigrants, but never Muslims. I wonder why. He's back again. Here he is. He's at the coming in as something else now. I've just said Muslims. I've just said it. But I'm going to be honest, you're gone as well because you're another blatant clown. Another clown, you know?
But, it's an absolute and utter disgrace. Like, I mean, you know, as I said, more than likely he's done this to other women. Maybe it just hasn't been reported. But again, why is he here? He should be fecked out. Yeah,
exactly. What's this? I had a 24-hour ban for the 10th time yesterday. It's getting boring. What was this on? Is this on Facebook or Twitter or one of them? I don't think it was Twitter. Yeah. Dirty low life. Yeah.
Yeah. Self-deport. But again, like that, his visa was gone. He should have been out.
Yeah, Mustafa is back. Yeah, you seen that yourself, Jaden, didn't you? Agreed, Paul. Yeah. Block him. I just did block him.
Yeah. Well, I sent you on, I think it was 2 videos earlier on, and we'll just give a warning before they're played because both of them are quite upsetting. But they need to be shown. One
Which one?
is a man, I wrote a little note underneath. One is a man in a taxi. And the other then just shows about, we'll say, the marriages over in these countries.
Today you sent it to me.
Just the last couple of days. I write a little note underneath what they are now.
Michael Lowry, 2 Fingers, Thursday's show, Indian Man. Okay, no, that's the Indian Man. That's not.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's your man. No. Thursday show. Thursday show, Indian Man. No, I seen that one. Nick Delahanty. I think I seen that one that you were talking about. Is this the taxi driver where he had the child in the back of the car? Is that the one?
Yes.
No?
Yes.
Yeah, I think that was the UK, Orla. I think that was England. I don't think that was here.
No, I don't think it was here either, but it doesn't matter. Like, this is what is going on. But it's the other fellow who's calling him out, but he kept saying, oh, it's Ramadan. Who the hell cares whether it's Ramadan? He had a child in the back of the car that he was assaulting. And he let him drive off.
I know, but what he was saying to me is this is a sacred month of Ramadan, and here we go. Must have a shite. It'll be gone now, giving me loads again about Ramadan because I'm all this.
Like, how? What I couldn't understand is I was there going, pull him out of the goddamn car.
Yeah.
Like there's a child in the back seat that he was assaulting, and he let him drive off.
Yeah, I seen that. No, I did
and that
see
was
that.
An Uber.
Yeah, well said, Paul. The truth always hurts the left. Yes, it does. It's going to happen here. Orla is on fire. You are, Orla, on fire.
I'm sorry. When it comes to abuse of children, I'll tell you, it's like my blood pressure raises.
Yeah, no child, please. Yeah, no, that's it. I'm not going to play that because I'm not going to play that, Orla, because it is a bit graphic with a child sitting in the car. You know what I mean? Same shit going on all over Europe. Yeah, it is. It's an epidemic, and they have took over all the taxis. They have, and I'm going to be honest with you. I done my taxi test a few weeks ago. I'm resitting it again Friday week, and I got 79% in one. I was one question out, and I got 69% in the other one, in the Dublin knowledge. Okay, I probably should have known better, but I gave the wrong street. They give you like a one-way thing. What if this is one way from here, and I went backwards? I gave it from the wrong street, but I got 69% in that. And I found out only a couple of days ago that foreigners only have to get a 30% pass rate. Now, if I get the documentation for that, I will be blowing that out of the water. I don't give a shit. I'm not having that now. I'm not having it. Jaden, Chris, lads, when are we going to start arguing for gun rights? The Swiss live peacefully and are heavily armed compared to Era. Well, there's a lot of people have guns. You know what I mean? A lot of people have guns, legally have guns. I can't get one at the minute because I'm already up in court now for the knife bullshit, and I'm actually up tomorrow. I'm up tomorrow on that, and I have to get it remanded. So because it's my daughter's confirmation, and I'm sure if there's a warrant issue tomorrow, I can't see there being a warrant issue, but they might just do it just to annoy me, like, you know what I mean? The Wellington Road Cork stabbing was a guy called David Ross, according to the newspapers. Yes, some Irish are scum. Doesn't mean we shouldn't deport all foreign criminals. I'm going to be honest with you, lads. It's becoming very hard to find stories of Irish criminals at the moment. They're either getting very good at it.
Look, we do have plenty of our own criminals. We do, right? And we can't manage them. But the last thing we need is more of them being brought in. Yeah. But like, I mean, nearly most articles you see in the Sunday World and all this, they're all foreign. Look, I sent you the article on there from the Kildare Nationalist, where a woman was raped in a graveyard from a Somalian.
Yeah, I'm going to share it there now.
Oh, and I nearly had a row with somebody on Facebook because now it wasn't on my own page. And they went to turn around. Wait till you hear this. They went to turn around and say, but like, you know, this went on, you know, before the 1990s in our country and all this, where like, you know, rape wasn't rape, you know, if they were married and all this. I said, that is nonsense. I said, there is no excuse for rape. None whatsoever. Do you know what I mean? I said, I don't care whether you're married or not married. I said, what are you making excuses for? Like, this person was making excuses.
I done the taxi test, then found out that foreigners have several different drivers using the same license. Yeah, I know all about that. You can eat between sunset and sunrise as much as you want. That's not fasting. Yeah, it's true. It's not fasting. That's not the argument. Yeah, okay, hang on. Okay, there we are. We have this here. I'm going to read this out now. Man charged with rape at Kildare Cemetery. Where have you ever in your life heard of somebody going to a cemetery and being raped? It is disgraceful. Okay, I'm going to read it there now. A man who allegedly raped a woman in a cemetery car park has been sent forward for trial to the present sentences of the Central Court of Justice, which began on 4th of March. A man in his 20s with an address in County Dublin is charged with 2 counts of rape and 1 of sexual assault. Why can't they name him? If he was an Irish man, he'd be named and shamed. Would he not?
I know. Yeah, I know.
The offences are alleged to have occurred in a Qashqai SUV in the car park of Mainham Cemetery, Clane, on the evening of April 9th, 2023. And he's not in custody, said a somewhat incredulous Judge Desmond Zaidan. And there was consent to bail, he also asked. Barrister Mark Gibbons began his defence by telling the court that although his client was from Somalia, he did not need a translator. Whoop-de-doo. The defendant met with the injured party on the evening of the 9th of April by consent, said Garda Sergeant David Hanraman. It is alleged he drove to the Mainham Cemetery outside Clane and raped her twice. There had been some consent earlier, some kissing and touching, acknowledged the sergeant, but she didn't consent to more than that, asked the judge. No, judge, confirmed the sergeant. Once the book of evidence was formally handed over to Mr. Gibbons, the judge gave the defendant the alibi warning. This means that if the defendant intends to use an alibi in his defence, he has a fortnight in which he must notify the state. The judge also consented to legal aid for his solicitor, as well as senior junior barrister for a solicitor and the junior barrister. The judge allowed for reporting of defendant's details, but not to mention the injured party. Well, why don't we know his name? You know what I mean? Why don't we know his name already? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know.
It just beggars belief, like it really does.
Yeah.
It beggars belief.
But why are they bringing that up? Why are they saying, oh, they were kissing and this, that, and the other? Like, no means no. That's it. I don't care whether they were kissing, not kissing. I don't care what went on beforehand. When a woman says no, that is it. No means no.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm with you on that one. I really am. But
and like, if we had our little friend Owen, what would he have done? Stood back and just went, oh, that's okay. That's okay.
I'll play that now in a minute. Was that Jaden sent me on that? No, it's the one about Argentina. I'll play that now in a minute. What's this one here? Instagram, the Irish Alliance Instagram. Let me open that there now and have a bow peep and see what it is. Okay, it's 10 minutes long. That's why I didn't play it. Okay.
What is it?
It's your man from the UK, Douglas Murray. Yeah, Douglas Murray, that's who it is. So just bear with me there for a minute. And I'll play it now. Listen, we'll give it a go. And we'll just play it for a couple of minutes even, just bear with me there. The Irish Alliance actually put it up there.
What is it about?
It's Douglas Murray talking about Ireland and about the migration into Ireland. We'll play a minute or two of it and we'll come back then.
Okay.
Okay, let me stop that because I didn't put in the bum, bum, bum. I need to put the sound on. Share.
Address. Today I wanted to talk about Ireland because I believe that the Irish Republic is providing a signal lesson in what not to do in our era. Ireland was back in the news last week because the MMA fighter Conor McGregor went to the White House and he had a few things to say about the situation in his home country, and he didn't pull any punches. He described the situation that's going on in Ireland as a travesty. He said, Ireland is at risk of losing its Irishness. And he said that this was the case due to the illegal immigration racket. Now, Conor McGregor was immediately attacked by almost all the mainstream Irish politicians. They all stressed that Conor McGregor didn't speak for Ireland, as if anyone, including McGregor, thought that he specifically did. he was simply voicing his views, and they're the views that many Irish people do hold. And in my view, at any rate, it's a very good thing to have such an issue out in the open. But that's never what politicians want when it comes to issues of legal and illegal migration. They always want to shut down the person who's identified the problem instead of actually dealing with the problem. And the fact that Ireland has problems that have come about due to legal and illegal immigration is absolutely irrefutable. Many people in Ireland notice, they can't not notice, things like the Algerian-born man who stabbed 3 children in November 2023 in the centre of Dublin. You can't not notice, if you're Irish, things like the Iraqi-born man who a few years ago beheaded 2 gay men in Sligo. He didn't like the fact they were gay, and so he beheaded them, bringing some of the cultural norms, perhaps, that he himself grew up with. But many Irish people don't particularly care for the beheading and the stabbing of children and much more. And yet they're told to shut up about it, and people like Conor McGregor are berated if they raise these sorts of issues. I've said for many years that when it comes to migration, there are 3 things that matter: the speed of the migration,
what happened,
the numbers of people coming, and the identity of the people coming. Nobody knows exactly which formula of those things works, but those are the 3 things that you always have to focus on. And if you do, the situation in Ireland is truly dire. In 2016, 17% of people in Ireland were foreign born. And by 2023, that figure had gone up to 22%. So more than a fifth of people in Ireland were not born in the country. Last year, Ireland saw record numbers of migration, illegal and legal. Indeed, 87,000 non-EU citizens settled in the country. And for Americans and others, 87,000 migrants may seem like nothing, but for a country of 5 million people, that's absolutely huge. And then you have to look at the identity of the people who are coming to Ireland. Last year, most of the people who sought asylum in Ireland were from Nigeria, Jordan, Pakistan, Somalia, and Bangladesh. And there are many interesting things to note about that. But one of them is the fact that Ireland, and specifically Dublin, gave its name to a treaty which EU countries are meant to follow. It's called the Dublin Treaty. And I've said for many years that it effectively doesn't exist, doesn't work. Nobody really even pretends it works, well, apart from the politicians. But the Dublin Treaty specifies that a migrant wanting to claim asylum in a European country should do so in the first safe country they enter. And that's very curious in the case of Ireland, because almost none of these people from Nigeria, Jordan, Pakistan, Somalia, and Bangladesh will have set off in a boat and gone right around the coast and landed in, say, Dublin. Almost nobody will have done that. Almost all of them will have gone through safe country after safe country, through Mediterranean European countries, through France, for instance, maybe even through the porous borders of the UK. So the Dublin Treaty is at this stage a total farce, and it's what's more damaging to the actual people in Dublin, because it's very clear from reaction of recent years, and actually of the last week, that the Irish people don't want legal or illegal migration at these numbers, at this speed, and from these places. And what's doubly curious about that is that Ireland is, of course, in many ways, you would think, immune to the claims of the open borders and mass migration lobby. For years in the UK, we were told that the migration that was happening into the mainland of Britain was happening because we had once been a colonial power. Many people gleefully said, "Ha, it's the Empire Strikes Back syndrome," as if Britain should be punished for the era of colonialism by having to have open borders in the 21st century. But many people will notice that Ireland, whatever else you think about it or say about it, was never a colonial country. It never had colonies. It did not send people round the world and claim territory for Ireland or rule places in the world in the name of the Irish government. So that Empire Strikes Back thing doesn't really work, does it? Except it never really was a claim. It was just one of a set of things that people said for years to justify a policy they were intent on in any case. And one of the other oddities about this is that it's not as if Ireland is a country immune from religious and ethnic strife. In fact, Ireland, Northern Ireland and the Republic are still suffering some of the effects, many of the effects of religious conflicts and the settling of people many centuries ago now. It's not like the Catholic Protestant issue is completely put to rest in the country. But if anyone thinks that the Catholic Protestant issue was a massive divide, it's nothing compared to the divide between a secularized Ireland and people who want to behead people for being gay or stab children in the streets of Dublin. Whenever I talk about this issue, people seem to be seized by a type of fatalism. And I can understand why a lot of Irish readers and others are seized by that now. They never voted for this. They never wanted it. Their politicians tell them off when they say they don't want it and keep doing it anyway. But the thing is, there's no reason to be fatalistic about this, because there are other countries, including in Europe, that have got a handle on this. And you don't have to be a right-wing, frothing at the mouth maniac to do that. In Denmark, a left-wing government has effectively brought the illegal migration into Denmark to zero. It's actually brought migration as a whole almost completely down. And that's because left and right in Denmark realized that Denmark, also a country of about 5 million people, couldn't sustain legal or illegal migration at the levels it was suffering from and from the places it was having to welcome people. So the Danes actually managed to close their borders, have a sensible migration system, and do what the public wanted. If Denmark can do it, there's no reason why Ireland can't do it as well.
Yeah, there you go. Fair play to him. I have to say, he's calling it out. He is calling it out. You know, it's I thought you were.
I know we're not going. Just what he was talking about there, but I know we're not going to show that video about the child in the taxi, right? But what got me was your man who was given out to him was going on, it's Ramadan and all this, and your man was like, "Oh, I'm sorry." But he was saying, "I'm sorry," because it was Ramadan. Not that he was sorry for what he was doing to that child in the car. Like, this is the mentality of what we're bringing into this country. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And especially for any, like you, Paul, we have daughters. Do you know what I mean? Like, this is absolutely horrifying. Like, the mentality behind them. You know what I mean? They think there's nothing wrong with this.
What's this one here? I work in a nursing home as an ethnic Irish man who was a minority working there, but they all celebrated Paddy's Day, Christmas, Easter, etc. All Christian traditions are celebrated in a nursing home. Yeah, okay, fair enough.
Do we actually have that video? The one of, is it the hospital in Mayo? Was it Mayo?
I've actually just pulled it down there now. There you go. I'm gonna play it now. This is Mayo General Hospital, and this is one of the floors on Mayo General Hospital. Let's play this and come back.
So here's some grooming. This is Mayo Hospital. Look at that, yeah. What's going on, like?
Every photograph.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
unbelievable. And I actually, do you know what? I actually sent you on a video, and I think it was a couple of days ago. And it wasn't in Ireland, but it doesn't matter. It was over in England, where they were gloating about buying up the churches over in England and turning them into mosques. Like, this is what's coming to Ireland.
Mm.
And you can see him in the video. He's like gloating over it.
I know. Yeah, exactly. But I'm just going to put this in the comments there. If anyone, listen, guys, I'm just going to throw it in the comments there. Okay. That's our Rumble channel. And with the banners there, I'm just going to save that. And anyone, if you want, we have a channel on Rumble. It's the Irish Column. Everything goes out through the Irish Column now. All the videos do it. https://rumble.com/user/Irish Column. Okay, that's our Rumble channel. And then we also have a YouTube channel. https://www.youtube.com/Irish Column. So if you listen, people, if you could go on there, like, subscribe, and share, we can get a few more people involved there with us. The whole lot, like, you know what I mean? I think we're 27 only at the minute on that. But if we get up to a few more, we can go live on that as well. But yeah, if you can like, subscribe, and share, please do, people. You know, I'm just going to throw that into the comments as well. Okay, so which video were you talking about, Orla? Did you say to me there?
It's the one of now I think it's from a few days ago. It's the one of the mosque. I think it's only, I don't even know if it's a minute long. It's of this man kind of gloating about how they're taking over the Protestant churches in England, and they've been turned into mosques. And like, this is what's coming to Ireland.
Yeah. Well, I'm looking for that. I'm just going to play this. Okay, this is somebody just sent it on to me there through WhatsApp. So if you want, people, send it through to me on WhatsApp there. There's the number. You have the number. The number is 089-203-1521. But I'm going to play this. We play a minute or two of this of how the migrants have captured Patrick's Day. Yeah, boom.
So people are all focused on this now, and they're going, well, what the hell is happening in Ireland? Like, it's interesting. If you think of all the different countries in the world, okay, Spain is for Spanish people, Britain's for British people. And we know that these things have largely changed. And how do you define what your country is and what your culture is and all of that? There's something about Ireland. You think of the rolling greens and the golf courses and the beer and the leprechauns. Like, it seems pretty straightforward. There's a country for Irish people. Not to say black people can't live there or religious minorities or anything else. But like, it seems like a kind of straightforward one. Like, if you're kind of pale, you got reddish hair, you're good to go. However, it's changing. Here's some video of Ireland's St. Patrick's Day festival just last week. All right. So look, it's nice to see some people wearing green, but you've got all kinds of different flags. You've got all kinds of different garb. Remember, Ireland is not a melting pot the way America is. I like the Irish healthcare workers for Palestine. How do they feel about the Irish traditions and culture? You have to wonder. So that, in essence, is a visual example of what Conor McGregor is fighting against. And no, it does not mean that he is racist or anything like that. Tracy O'Mahony, who's an ex-political commentator, wrote this. In June 2024, the Irish government voted to opt Ireland into the EU Migration and Asylum Pact against the wishes of the Irish people. Ireland has until June of 26 to pass the necessary laws needed to enact the pact. Since June of 2024, there has been silence from the government regarding the pact. Less than 1 week ago, Conor McGregor stood on the world stage and declared that Ireland has a mass, unvetted, uncontrolled immigration problem, and that should he run and be elected president of Ireland, he would do all in his power to challenge the pact. Today, the Minister for Justice, Jim O'Callaghan, has secured government approval to submit Ireland's national implementation plan for the EU Asylum and Migration Pact to the European Commissioner, with Minister of State for Migration, Colm Brophy, stating that we are not waiting for June 26 to make changes to our systems. Be under no doubt that the government are running scared, because if Conor McGregor secures a nomination needed to run for the presidency, and if he can run on an immigration platform, he stands a good chance of being elected the next president of Ireland. So what is the answer? The government will do everything in their power to remove debate around the EU Migration Pact by endeavoring to pass all of the necessary laws before November 2025. This government is rotten to the core.
Yeah. So everybody, I'm going to be honest, everybody is talking about Ireland now at the minute. Everybody. You know what I mean? And what I think is going to happen here now, we're going to get some sort of a false flag, because the same thing happened with Kulak. The whole world was talking about Kulak says no this time last year. And then all of a sudden, the stuff happened in Belfast, and it went from being the epicenter of all of this to being shot down. You know what I mean?
Mm.
So I think this government will do exactly the same with this, with McGregor. They're actually trying to charge him on causing the riots in November, in November 23. Was it November 24? Was it last year? Yeah, it was last year.
Only one man, Sean McDonald said here last week, only one man is responsible for what happened in Dublin afterwards, and that is the man that stabbed those 3 children.
Exactly. I'm going to just play that.
Who was the man that stabbed 3 children in Dublin? Why has he vanished from the media? Riyad Bouchaka is due to stand trial next year for the attempted murder of 3 children in Dublin. The November 2023 attack triggered riots and looting. Then the media focus shifted from the stabbing of 3 innocent children to the riots. So who is Riyad Bouchaka? Why are there no official pictures released? Why has the internet been scrubbed clean of any images of him? In high-profile crimes, we usually see mugshots or photos within hours. But Bouchaka remains a ghost. Unlike other cases, his identity is shrouded in secrecy. And what about the victims? Only one image surfaced, and that was taken from social media. So I find myself asking, what's with the media blackout? Why the secrecy? Let me know your thoughts in the comments.
Orla should be in the doll. Yeah, well, listen, we tried, and you didn't vote was in, people, so they're trying to kill the messenger. Yeah, it's true. Yeah, he was in court on the 26th of February. Yeah. Well, I'm going to be honest with you. The day that happened, the government put a D notice on that. A D notice is a complete media blackout. That's what they did. Varadkar had a D notice straight away on that, and there was no media coverage. But we need to be talking about this man a lot more now.
And we need to be reminded that what started this was him stabbing 3 children. That should have been the end of it. That should have drawn the line. What more needs to happen in this country for people to wake the hell up?
Flame Chef, I have a picture of him as I ran to save the kids. Fair play to you, Flame Chef. Thank you very much. And much appreciated what you did that day. If you did, send me on the picture there. I think I had one there, but, you know, damage control, right of the bat, whilst the blood flows. Yes,
and I remember on Ireland AM, I think it was the next morning, one of the presenters, I can't think of her name. She's an African woman.
Dennis McGrath voted for you.
Oh, thank you, Dennis. Oh my God, I can't think of her name. But she went on, right? And she said that there was no foreigners looting in Dublin that night. That it was pretty much all the Irish, that they were the ones going around setting fire to everything and destroying everything. Sure, all the videos were out. We could see that a load of them that were out looting were actually foreigners. Yes, of course, there was a few Irish there. But a load of them were foreign as well. And here's you one up on Ireland AM, pretty much lying and saying, oh, there was no foreigners. There was none. It was all Irish.
Yeah. Listen, I know all about it. I know all about it. It was disgraceful. Yeah. The media coverage. And somebody just posted up there now a second ago, We are the media, is it? Hold on.
Who says that the whole time? Mick O'Keefe. We are the media now.
Yeah. Orla, what's this? Native Irish. Orla, do these woke women running around with Islamic flags not realise that women's rights will be completely gone under Sharia law? It's bonkers. Yes,
I
it's
don't
true.
know. I cannot understand it. I cannot understand. And look at all the rapes of the women and children. Like, where's the I keep getting mixed up. Not get mixed up. I just need to be careful with the way I say it. The National Women's Council. The National Women's Council. Where are they?
None of them. None of them.
Where's Marie Coppinger and all these other feckin' Egypts?
Yeah. Because it's not white. It's only if you're a white man who rapes in this country, the Rape Crisis Centre come out and talk about it. Because and the government don't talk about it either, because once they talk about it, they have to admit that there's a problem. You know what I mean? So there's the number there, Flame Chef, 089 203 142.
I can't understand it, and I can't understand all the gay people going around as well. If they were over in Palestine, they'd be thrown off roofs. Do you know what I mean? It's madness how they can't see, what's coming.
Yeah. Oh, I know. Tell me about it. The gays from Palestine, and then we had that clown. Do you know something? She gets on my tits. That Claire Daly.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God, man. She's standing in Yemen yesterday or Syria yesterday. I'm not going to play it because she just boils my blood.
Yeah.
You know, she really does. She boils
well,
my
wait
blood.
to come to their door, and it will be coming, and we'll see then.
Yeah.
They're an absolute and utter disgrace.
Yeah, somebody just sent this in to me there now about an Irish girl trying to do a TikTok video, and she's being harassed by foreigners. Just bear with me there. She's a nice looking young one too, I have to say. So we just play this.
I'm 22 and I just moved from Orla. No, I'm trying to film a video and this man just won't leave me alone. I have no clue who he is. He's been following me for about 10 minutes. So I'm just trying to figure out what I want to do. So I'm just using this as a vlog. So I can one, look back on, and two, it's hard to... Can you stop videoing me, please? No, go away. Guys, he got stopped by the police. That just shows if you're following someone and they say no, go away and stop following them. I'm trying.
Yeah. Thanks for that, Al. Fair play to you.
How many times did she tell him to go away and no? And we don't listen.
Yeah. Feminist groups are run by the left. Yes, they are. John Long, night, Paul and Orla. Best of luck with the communion tomorrow. Confirmation. Yeah. Hopefully you don't get nicked. Yeah, hopefully. Thanks, John. Thanks very much for tuning in.
That'll happen when he comes to Carlow in a couple of weeks, and I show him the sights.
Yeah. Well, I'll be going to Carlow plus Kilkenny. So if we've any of the trolls who like to troll us here, drop in and see us. We'll post it. We'll probably go to Langton's. We'll probably have our dinner in Langton's, and then we'll wait for you to come. You know what I mean? And paid opposition. Great echo chamber group think, guys. Keep it up. Yeah, no problem. Couldn't tell you, to be honest. Yeah. How about Millie video next? The inflation rates decline. Yes, I'm going to play that now, Jaden. Sorry. Yeah, mate. You sent that to me. Instagram. Just let me see what this is. Instagram here. What's this one? Ireland on fire. Yeah, okay. We'll play that now in a minute. But Jaden did send me in a video of Millie. So let me see.
What's this about?
This is of the Argentina's, the new president of Argentina, Milei, or is that his name? Milei or Milei or whatever his name is. You'll see it now. He has cut the deficit to... Have a look at it, you'll see. I'm going to just play it here now and you can watch it. This is him.
Ministerio de Turismo y Deporte, afuera. Ministerio de Cultura, afuera. Ministerio de Ambiente y Desarrollo Sostenible, afuera. Ministerio de las Mujeres y Género y Diversidad, afuera. Ministerio de Obras Públicas, afuera. Aunque te resistas. Ministerio de Ciencia y Tecnología e Innovación, afuera. Ministerio de Trabajo, Empleo y Seguridad Social, afuera. Ministerio de Educación, adoctrinamiento, afuera. Ministerio de Transporte, afuera. Ministerio de Salud, afuera. Ministerio de Desarrollo Social, afuera.
You can see how he has cut the rates.
Se acabó el curro de la política. ¡Viva la libertad, carajo!
He's cut the what? I don't know. Was it in English at the bottom? I couldn't see it.
Yeah, it was in English at the bottom there. Sorry, he's cut the inflation rate. December 2023, he takes office. Javier Milei takes office. It's at 25.5%. January 24, 20.6%. February 24, 13.2%. March 24, 11%. April 24, 8.8%. May 24, 4.3%. June 24, 4.6%. July 24, 4%, August 24, 4.2%, September 3.5%, and October it is down at 2.7%. So he has brought it from 25.5% down to 2.7%. That's what we need here. We need someone like him here, you know.
And you can buy apartments and things like that over there for 25,000.
Yeah.
Because I actually had a friend having a conversation with me a while back now, and they were actually looking at it, you know?
Yeah. Johnny Apocalypse. We need to protest those court dates and make sure he gets deported. Letting Judge Nolan deal with him won't end it. Yeah, you're right. The diaspora should be allowed to vote. I'm a firm believer of that as well. The diaspora should be allowed to vote. Yeah. Fuck the D notice. We can't play by their rules. Yeah, I know, but like, we're not playing by their rules, Johnny. You know we're not. We're here telling the truth. That's what we do. We tell the truth all the time here. Milei is also controlled by the stonecutters, apparently. Listen. Yeah, I know. Irish reputation. Irish reparation home is a must. Yes, here we go. He's a Scooby-Doo. Listen, I don't care. If he's doing a good job, he cut down several ministries down to just 8 ministries. Yeah. Jaden Chris, small government. Yeah. Want someone to think the poor brown man. Won't someone think of a poor brown man and his rights to stab children? Yes. Agree. Diaspora important. Yeah, we need to get them back. We really do. Michael D. Higgins just came out of the closet live on air. Sure, he was already out of the closet. Sure, we all knew about the hotels with the little boys all them years ago. Like, you know what I mean? Come on.
That's why he was signing everything. Everything he was told to do, he was told because he was caught.
Selena Brown, protest doesn't work anymore. I agree with you. So we need to shut down the whole country, Selena. That's what we need to do. And we need to get people together. Enough people together to shut down this country. That's how we do this. And listen, there's something in the pipeline. Don't you worry that we have something in the pipeline. So, yeah, the whole country will be shut down. I'm telling you now. And that's when they listen. They'll take heed then. When ports are shut down, airports are shut down, train stations are shut down, everything will be shut down in one day. And that's when they will listen to us. Nothing will.
Like what happened over, do you remember during COVID over in Canada when the truckers came out and they shut down half the country? Like that was absolutely brilliant. You know?
Nobody here seen that unless we showed it. Nobody's seen it. You know what I mean? Nobody's seen it. But yeah. I'm going to just get rid of that one for a minute. Somebody else had to send me something in there. Al, which is this one? Oh, yeah. Dublin Rome is out of control. Let's see what this one is. Sending us the stuff, you know? It really is. Let me just... we'll have a look at that now in a minute. But yeah, if... as I said... What's this now? Yeah. Okay, this is actually Dublin. This is the Romans in Dublin, how out of control they are. So let's just present this again now, and we just go with that. Boom, boom. Let's do the sound. So this must be pickpocketing or something in Dublin. So let's go with that.
Now, for the police. All of it out. The police being... Hold up. It's unbelievable. Madness. Keep it going. Lift up the skirt a bit. Give us a twirl. Give us a twirl. Can you shake it a bit? Because you can see it poking out. That's how we clocked it in the first place. Come on. You're taking a piss now. Come on. Jump up and down. We can see it. Come on. Keep going. It's unbelievable. I'm not willing to accept this. Come on, you keep saying all of it out. The police being... Hold up. It's unbelievable. Madness. Keep it going.
Like, they have them barred out the duns up beside me. You know what I mean? They have them barred out everywhere.
Why are they here? Why are they here?
Because this is Treasure Ireland. Treasure Ireland. That's why they're here. They come in, they have 9 kids, and they get 1,500 quid a month just on children's allowance. On St. Michael's Day, they get 1,600 or 1,500 quid the first Tuesday of every month. That's why they're here, Orla. That's exactly why they're here. And they're the only ones having kids in this country, if you look at it too, because our birth rate has gone down to 1.2% or 1.2 or something at the minute here now. Irish people need to be getting out and breeding more. Get married young, fall in love, get married young, and have as many kids as you want.
Hey. Don't use that word. Women hate that word. It makes it sound like cattle.
No, but they done this on Tom as well last year. The media tried to portray this at Tom. That's not what he meant. That's not what I mean. You need to fall in love. You need to have children. You know what I mean? I don't mean breeding. That's not what I mean.
Yeah, but I hate that word. It makes us sound like cattle. Hi, Owen.
The EU is the Irish people's enemy. Our Irish government is just a frontman puppet government that does the EU dirty work and woke ideology. No Irish exit, no sovereignty. Fact.
Yeah. Oh, and you better be known watching the show at 9 o'clock. He was telling me he was going to be watching a movie. I said, no, you're not. You're going to be watching us at 9.
Yeah. Yeah, this is another one now that we're at the getting that Alan's at the sending.
Yeah, but you see, you have to remember as well, Paul. The reason a lot of Irish aren't having kids as well is because both parents are out working, they have mortgages to pay, they have everything else to pay for. That's why. Because they can't afford to have a load of kids.
But this is all about, this is all down to the women's rights and everything that they brought in all them years ago, that women can work, women can do this. Both parents have to work to pay the mortgage, to pay the bills, to get the food. Yeah. That's why they're only having 1 and 2 kids, and they're not having kids until their late 30s, sometimes early 40s. You know what I mean? What's this now? Person recording that could have done something with the camera, sort the angle out. Listen, hey. At least it was video. No wonder there's so many, because Muslims have 4 and 5 wives. Yes. I watched the thing today that of a Muslim fella in the UK, and he was given out because his benefits don't pay him enough for his 3 wives and 12 kids. None of them work. There's a Polish guy who has a channel on YouTube called Travels the London Tube, exposing the Roma pickpockets. Yeah. And Paul, the men should be muck spreaders then. So, no, that's not what I mean. Like, listen, I grew up, I'm 56 years of age. My dad was the breadwinner. My dad went out and worked. My ma looked after the kids. That's the way it worked. Then my ma started working, and the both of them were working then at the same time. You know what I mean? But like that, they didn't have to work. You know what I mean? My ma worked in Scott's Fields. It was beside the Stardust. That's where she worked. You know what I mean? She had great friends there, the whole lot. You know, it was brilliant. But like now, people have to work. You know what I mean? You're working for the government. You're working just to get by. And if you look at the price of a house, when my man and dad were buying their houses, I think it was $4,000 that they paid all them years ago for the house. You know what I mean? $4,000. Come on. Seriously.
My parents built a house, and I think they got the mortgage through the council back then. And I'm nearly sure my father said 10 grand. That's what it cost.
The movie is rubbish, Orla. Girlfriend picked it.
I told you to be watching us from 9 o'clock.
Hey, Mac, how are you, Derek? Hi, Paul and Orla and everyone in the chat.
Hi, Derek.
I have to say, Derek, I loved what you did in that video the other day when your man was talking about migrants and everything else. He was asking, would you vote for McGregor and all of this stuff. That guy, he was brilliant. So, yeah, fair play. Paul, we get the info out to the Yanks. They publish it. Yanks won't be extradited for free speech and freedom of the press. Yes. Dermot last. Hello, Dermot.
Oh, hey, Dermot.
The number of Roma will decrease rapidly if deported through criminality. But they're not being deported through criminality, Dermot. That's the problem. You know what I mean? And like, I'm going to be honest with you, I've been in the courts myself, and Malachy speaks about it all the time as well. You know what I mean? That 3 out of every 4 cases in the CCJ are foreigners, and every one of them has an interpreter, and we're paying for it. We are paying for it. The taxpayer is paying for it. Well, I'm not paying tax at the minute. I'm actually getting unemployment benefit now at the minute.
Yeah,
because
but
I
you're
have
going to be
worked.
doing your taxi license, and you'll have your big Irish flag up on the taxi.
Yes, and I will not be told to take it down either, because I remember
Yeah.
my dad was going around with a thing, and he was told to take it down. I won't be taking it down.
Nope.
Like
Because there's a lot of women out there want to know that they're getting into a taxi that is, that the driver is Irish.
On having more kids thing, how many times growing up have you heard, I'm going to wait till I get a house to start a family? No house, no family. Sad. That's it. They can't afford it. Like the average house is it's 400 grand. You know what I mean?
I saw
great show. Cheers,
hi
Dermot.
Dermot, you should come on for a few minutes.
Yeah, you should come on if
Why
you
don't
want
you
to.
come on?
A couple of minutes, yeah.
So there was a thing on sorry, there was an article there only a few days ago, and it was up in Dublin, and it was out of a cottage. Now, not a traditional Irish cottage, but just like, like a kind of a bungalow. Not huge or anything like that. And they were going between 425,000 up to 700 and something thousand. Like, how is anyone starting off supposed to afford that? It's just madness. And you're not talking a mansion. There were bungalows.
X-Late there is asking, is there an ability to join the live stream? There is. Of course there's an ability to join the live stream. Send me a text on 089 203 1521. Oh, and you can come on as well if you want. So can you, Dermot, if you want.
Dermot, yeah, come on for a few minutes.
Send a message to that there. Send me a message and I'll send you the link.
But Dermot, Froggy's not allowed on. He'd have to come with subtitles.
Froggy'd have to get dressed.
Paul, every 2 seconds he'd be going mute.
Yeah. Turn the flag the opposite way on the taxi, Fitzy. Be diverse. I thought, yeah. Plain dog. Put my flag on a 15-foot pole at my house for St. Patrick. I did the same myself here. I did, but I had to wait until my missus left because of the murder. If I hadn't, impossible. Yeah, Catherine O'Connell. There are some proper head cases in this chat. Listen, you're gonna get head cases all the time, like, you know what I mean? There really is, But I'm just gonna play this. I'm just gonna go with this video just for a minute. This came from Euston Station the other day. Okay. Now, if this was me or you or an Irishman, we'd be ran out of this. Okay, but watch this.
Not at that time of day, an engineer. Look, absolutely out of it. Middle of Euston Station.
There you have it, people. Yeah, and security walking past them,
Jesus
security
Christ.
walking past them. Yeah. Just let me see that 1 minute and 27. Okay, what's
But
that
again, like they're doing nothing throughout the day apart from probably drinking or whatever they're at. Like, they're not contributing to society. They're not paying taxes. They're not doing anything. And then this is what happens.
Yeah, they're sitting around, yeah. But no foreigners should get houses. No foreigners should get houses over the Indigenous Irish. Yes, exactly. But
actually, Sharon, I featured that on Facebook a little while ago. Sharon Keoghan actually came out saying that there needs to be new laws to stop, foreigners buying up the houses, and we'll say the likes of vulture funds and all that. Sure, we don't have enough houses. We can't even build them to cope with what's coming into the country. Never mind housing our own.
Yeah, exactly. But there's a lot going on. I'm just listening to something. I'm just listening to something in my ear here.
Right. Okay.
He's just talking about in Newry that they were bringing the iPass lads down from Newry to do a car wash, and they were handing over all their money to over to the Romas. Now I won't play. I can't play it, so it doesn't really matter. I can't really play it. But good night, everyone. Yeah, good night. Good night. God bless. Get off the lawn. Good night. God bless. Yeah, take it easy. Yeah.
Good night.
I'm actually going to. Do you know what I'm going? I always feature me mate, and I always do.
Oh, the gift.
Gavin was.
I know.
Oh no, Gavin. No, Gavin today. Gavin
Oh,
tonight.
Gavin, yeah.
Always do Gavin. Yeah. But Gavin was up in a school yesterday in Finglas. Have you seen this one?
I didn't get a chance to look at it.
They're closing down the school, and they've given them 30 days, I think, to do it. But let's play it there, and we'll come back and talk.
Breaking news. This is the biggest scandal I've ever seen come to Finglas. I'm here at the Fine and Dandy creche in St. Malachy School, and I'm here with Gillian Dandy. Gillian is the owner of this creche, and these are all the staff. There's 44 children in this creche. It's been here for up to 35 years. And now Gillian is after getting a letter yesterday being told by St. Malachy School that they're taking the creche back to make it for autistic kids. I'm a father of an autistic child, by the way. Everybody knows this. There's a big green part outside the school. Why can't they build a porta cabin on for more classes? They're actually taking away. They're trying to take away. There's children here today, loads of them, and they want to take away my community. This is horrifying. Jill, can you fill me in here and let the people know what's actually happening?
Yeah, well, I was told by the principal yesterday, she said that there's going to be a letter from the solicitor that we have 60 days. She's given us, instead of 40 days, she's going to give us the 60 days to get out off premises because they want to get builders in. They're looking to get builders into rooms today, and it's just not good enough. I mean, where are all these children supposed to go? Where are all these girls? You know what I mean?
They're all have to be laid off. Over a job. Like, what's going on? You're meant to be adding, not taking away. Look, what I told you before, you're not taking from your community. You're not taking from your community. You're meant to give to the community. Over and over again, you take. Look, we're going to lose 6 of the best staff we have in our community that have been given to our community for years, that love these kids unconditionally, look after them every day. The parents. Another thing, there's autistic children that go to this school and that go to this creche that had no places in the schools, and this creche kept them for extra years. These girls, because they demanded it. You don't see that being in the news. Now, if the news media and the TDs and the politicians don't get up off their arses today and highlight this major issue, I swear to God, I will cause uproar over it. We're not tolerating this. We're not tolerating it. You're not taking away from your community. You build onto it. There's a big area out on the green. So these need alternative accommodation. You can't just give people 60 days notice and tell all the kids get out in order to facilitate something else. As a father of an autistic child, I don't want to be taken away. I want to be given in. We're not putting up with that. These should not lose their jobs over this. Now, you all want to get up off your asses and start doing that job. Shocking news in Finglas today, but we're not tolerating.
I love it. I have to say, I love it. And I'm just going to show a picture here of, this is Gavin's young lad today making his confirmation.
Oh, I saw this.
This is young Jack, lovely kid. I have to say, I've met Jack loads of times. He's a lovely kid, and he looks so cool. And look at the cross, a lovely cross on him, the whole lot. So
lovely.
Hey, Jack, I hope you had a great day, but I really do hope you had a great day, mate. But yeah, we're nearly.
Actually, I was just thinking, because I know we're coming near the end. Did I send you on the thing in relation to Scouting Ireland? Did I send that on?
I think you did. Somebody just texted me there. Hi, is this the Irish column? It is the Irish column, yes. Yeah, there's no name there. There's a nice picture of something there. But yeah, this is the Irish column. Do you need me? Do you want me to send you on the link? Do you want to come in there and have a chat for a minute? Is that what you want? Just give me a yes or a no. Gavin is a trooper, fair play to him. When the money dries up, the welfare tourism wise, you all say hardship is only a cure for the country. Yes, it is. But yeah, hang on. I'm just going to let me just see.
Yeah, did I send you on the thing on the Scouts?
You did. You did?
Yeah, because I couldn't get over that when I saw that earlier on X.
Yeah, hang on. I think you did about the Scouts. No, you didn't. You didn't. I did see it. Suzanne Delaney, I think, had it up.
It's up
sure
on
Suzanne-
the Ireland First X page anyway.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because it came from Group Media.
Yeah. Yeah. Shocking footage. I have that. Yeah. That's him. Don't share. He's up to the 20. There he is there. Okay, you don't want me to share this, do you not? Okay, I have that, yeah, but you don't want me to share it? I have the picture here. That's him. Don't share. He's up on the 26th of February saying, yeah, that's a couple of weeks ago. Okay, I won't share it. That's Riyadh Boubacar. But I just sent him on there, the Irishman. What's this one here? Oh. Okay, Sharon Keoghan. I like Sharon Keoghan, I really do. So I'm just going to do the Sharon Keoghan one, and then we'll just do this. This is Sharon Keoghan talking about housing, all right?
Yeah.
So let me just share this. Boom, boom, boom. Present. We only have fucking 10 minutes left, so we'll go with this, and we'll come back then and talk about it.
Look, I want to address one of the most pressing issues in our country today, housing. More importantly, I propose a solution. The debate on housing has been highly unproductive. It has followed a false binary where some advocate for deregulation and the reliance on the market, while others believe that the state can build infinite housing. More significantly, the debate has focused solely on supply, neglecting demand. The simple fact is that we cannot address housing without tackling the Irish government's open door policy towards the purchase of residential property. It often seems like anyone from anywhere in the world is welcome to buy any amount of residential property here. This policy, or lack of it, applies to both individuals and, more often, to foreign corporations. Members of the House, in what other nation would it be acceptable for the biggest landlord to be a Canadian pension fund? Given that members of our governing parties are often landlords themselves, and some have invested in vulture and cuckoo funds, it is hard to imagine this isn't by design. However, foreign vulture funds and property speculators are not the only pressures on housing. We must also consider migration. Increasing housing demand without expecting stable rents is unrealistic. No state policy or housing market can keep pace with the mass immigration we've seen in the past 20 years. Many migrants in Ireland are employed by large multinationals at much higher wages than the rest of the population. Consequently, we see numerous examples of newly built housing estates in areas like Lucan and City West, where as few as 9% of residents and owners are Irish. It is time we introduce new laws to restrict the purchase and ownership of residential property by both foreign corporations and non-EU nationals. Many countries have similar restrictions, such as Denmark, Switzerland, Canada and Hungary. In our own country, we already allow restrictions in the Gaeltacht areas. We have precedents and best practice to draw on, and it is of utmost importance that the government, especially the Minister for Housing, looks into this. Thank you.
She's very good. Paul, no sound.
Sorry, Kira came out to me there and, "Are you live, Dad? Can I talk to you?" So I had to put myself on tape. I'm going to play this here. This is from the Dáil today. Okay, this is just, and then we'll finish it up then.
Taoiseach last week in this house admonished me, he thought he was in the chair, I think, but he admonished me for comments for a question I asked. For one simple question I asked. And now we have a situation where I'm asking another question. The Taoiseach said on record in this house that most Ukrainians are working. Most Ukrainians are contributing to society, and all the Ukrainians he knows are working. And if that's the case, how are we delivering free money? How are we not means testing? What about the Ukrainians that came here that didn't come from Ukraine? Thank you, Colin. Thank you. I'm listening to the debate today, and I think it's regrettable that we only have an hour to debate this, because it is a very important issue. We all admit that there's a crisis in the Ukraine, that there is a huge crisis here at home, but I'm reminded of the words of George Orwell when he wrote The Animal Farm in 1943. All animals are equal, except some are more equal than others. The means test, Minister, has to be brought in. The Taoiseach last week in this House admonished me. He thought he was in the chair, I think, but he admonished me for comments for a question I asked. For one simple question I asked. And now we have a situation where I'm asking another question. The Taoiseach said on record in this House that most Ukrainians are working. Most Ukrainians are contributing to society, and all the Ukrainians he knows are working. And if that's the case, how are we delivering free money? How are we not means testing? What about the Ukrainians that came here that didn't come from Ukraine? Nobody is asking the hard questions or the tough questions. The questions that we ask ordinary Irish citizens. The questions we ask everybody else. If you came from the Ukraine and you're coming from a war-torn area, of course we need to help you. Absolutely, that's our job as human beings. But if you're coming from Italy, having lived there for a number of years, and have availed of the schemes that are now in Ireland, that's completely wrong. And nobody is asking those questions, Minister. And they're questions, simple questions, that we would expect to answer everybody. And it's great to see that we have €800 available on APR. But, Minister, I put to you, where is the €800 available for the 15,000 Irish that are homeless, the 4,000 children that are on the streets tonight? We have to be fair, and the disparity is being brought about by your government. By your government. And Minister, I'm generally fond of you, and I think you're a very good minister, a very, very decent minister. But I have to say, the disparity that's been introduced by the previous government and being continued on in this government is not acceptable. We have to means test people. It's only right that everybody is treated equally. And if everyone is treated equally, that means everybody should be means tested. Thank you.
Okay, Deputy Richard Donohoe.
Yeah, well said there. Thanks, Owen O'Sullivan. Great show, Fitzy and Orla. As always, national community appreciates all the work you do, no matter what national parties we are in. Thank you very much. And it's great to feel appreciated, to be honest with you. You know, Johnny Apocalypse, he was in the Scouts. Yeah, we'll do that. We'll talk about the Scouts now, probably on Sunday night, because thanks, Orla and Paul. Great show. Really enjoyed it. No problem, Trish. Well said. Great show, guys. Thanks very much. Listen.
Thanks, Chris.
As I said, I love doing this. You know what I mean? A very decent minister, for fuck's sake. This guy is a wanker. A very decent minister. This guy is a wanker. Okay. Are you saying he's decent, and then you're saying, thanks, Paul?
No, I think he's who he's addressing, is it, or something like that? Towards the end.
So. Good night to both of you. Peace, my friends. I will give a prayer for Paul's confirmation tomorrow. Thanks very much, Jaden. Yeah, good man. Yeah. I have a few more Ukrainians working and getting everything. A fucking joke. Night, Orla.
And they are. Yes. There's a load of them working, like, do you know what I mean? So why aren't they being means tested?
And people, if you can, go on to the YouTube channel, https youtube.com/@Irish Column. That's the YouTube channel. And then we also have the Rumble channel, which is https://rumble.com user/Irish Column. If you can like, subscribe, and share all of them videos there now, it will be much appreciated. And people, we've hit 832 at the minute. So I will just put that up there, what we've hit. 832. That's not bad for a Thursday night, Orla.
No.
Yeah. No, it's not bad. We're doing
well.
A
lot of our regulars on as per usual, which is great.
And listen, it's great to have the regulars on, I have to say. And if you can buy us a coffee, there you go. HTTPS, buy Stripe, blah, blah, blah. You can see it there. So, you know what I mean? Fair play to everyone that logged in tonight. And I'll catch up. Hang on there. Up the Irish, up the nationalists, re-immigration now, give social private housing to Irish only. That's exactly what we need to do. Well done, guys. Does my heart good. Thanks, Flame Chef. No problem.
Thank you.
He said Norma was a decent minister. Norma Foley? No, she's not.
No.
Can I come home from America now and get free money? Just a few euros. Albo, if you come home now, fly into England and come in and just pretend that you're there. Just come in and go, no English, no English. Gavin did it. 2 years ago when they went to Brussels, and I have to say Herman got them in and the whole lot, but they went to Brussels and Gavin came back in and he said, no passport, no. And the man said, you're Gavin Pepper, fuck off and don't be annoying. The man knew who he was. So steady Eddie, like, sub, share. We are the media
The
now,
media
folks.
folks, yes.
Shit, we're nearly finished there, Orla. We have
Get
to
up
go.
your
So
lion.
I'm gonna drop you down because right, Orla, as you said, the truth is like a lion. You do not have to defend it. You just let it loose and it will defend itself. Everyone, good night and God bless. Thank you very much for tuning in.